Hello everybody, back here again for another vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 2nd, and today was started off overcast, kind of a cloudy day, not much real sunshine getting through the clouds, so I had that real extra cold feeling to it. I think with that, we had crazy winds also, upwards of like 25-mile-an-hour winds. It was ridiculous there also, and surprisingly cold. It did warm up nice though. It turned out to be a nice day temperature wise, but the winds blowing like they were was just absolutely insane. I got up really early, daylight savings time last night, early this morning, however you want to call it. So that threw me off a little bit, my timing of what it actually was and what time I thought it was and all that good stuff. iPhones, iPads, all that junk always reset themselves automatically. The car, like old radio doesn't, some of that kind of stuff. GPS, everything else does. So I kind of had a little bit of that weirdness there. Got up, had a handful of things, really nothing major to get done. Kind of hightailed it for Ottumwa fairly early today. Got up there, hung out with my buddy and that. Smoked a couple cigars, just kind of sat around, shot the shit for a while. Took up some more tools for him to borrow to kind of finish up a few little projects he's trying to wrap up, a couple little fine details on that smoking cabin that we built, and hopefully that'll get done. I've got a handful of tools up there I gotta get packed up once the project's all over and done with. The one big thing we did figure out is he needs a much bigger we're going to try adding an extra exhaust fan to it and see if we can't figure it out, because it's just not sucking enough air out of there. Super warm in there, super tight, but we're just not getting enough air drawn out. We have nice vents and stuff in, we just need just lots more exhaust. And I realized we need a lot more exhaust, because we could feel in our eyes and that stuff. But my Carhartt coat, which I took up, which I intentionally kind of took up because I want my nicer coat to be smelling like cigar smoke. And my Carhartt coat I left in my bedroom, doing a bunch of this stuff, came back in the room after probably just an hour, and my whole room smelled like cigars. It was disgusting. So knocked it down with some my Fresh Wave air freshener stuff. It's kind of an odor eliminator. Hopefully it'll help knock some of it out, but I don't know now, because I'm kind of, once that smell hits you like that, you got to kind of get away from it, come back to it and see if it covered up or not. So, or eliminated, not covered up. That stuff actually eliminates. It'll probably get thrown in the washer tomorrow just to make sure the coat's fully cleared out of all that junk smell and get rid of it. So I'm going to look up and see if I can't find maybe a better exhaust fan for that building. We've got a 6-inch duct, I think it is. We've got an 8-inch fan with a 6-inch reducer on it. And we're going to throw another one of those on there. And I think it's like 850 CFM, something like that. But we're going to put a bathroom fan there, what the original plan was they want to do. I found in this fan, which was like 2 or 3 times the size of any bathroom fan exhaust-wise for CFMs, but it's also facing out. And part of the problem, I think, was the fact we had 25-mile winds coming directly at the exhaust vent for that fan, so that might have had a little bit to do with it. I'm going to look into building just a really quick, throwing together a box. It's just going to be a cover on it that's just going to be maybe 2 or 3 foot long down, maybe a foot wide, and just kind of mount up there on the wall and see if it helps stop the wind from whipping in and hitting it, to see if I can make that fan more efficient. Well, like I said, they're also going to add a second fan, but I'm going to do a little research, see if I can't find a much more powerful, maybe even like a bilge pump fan, like for a boat. They put out just tons and tons of volume, and they're real small. Most of them run 12 volt. We can do a 110 12 volt adapter for like $7-10 off eBay, so it won't be expensive at all to do. Knocked it out, and I think that'll help quite a bit. Maybe get a little more air sucking out of that building, because as time goes on, they were having pretty good luck with it. Just the one of them up there smoking. You put a second guy in there, it wasn't doing too bad. Depending on the wind, they kept trying different windows open, different vents in the floor open, all that kind of stuff. But today with a third person there, it was really, really smoky. So got done there, just kind of hang out with them. Ran to the dog park with Bruce. Unfortunately, it was just a couple crappy small dogs on the small dog side. Said to hell with it. Went for my run, knocked out a little over 5 miles, and ironically, today was the best feeling run I've had since Hawk, which was, I don't know, a month and a half ago, almost 2 months ago, something like that, when I fell and busted my knee up real bad. Cracked that kneecap, I think. It was my knee really wasn't bothering me too much at all. I felt great. Started off the cold weather, the cold air in my lungs. I got kind of got worked up on it. Went out running, had a stocking cap on, so why my hair is all jacked up right here. You can see it's all the stocking cap's got it all messed up. Have not hit a shower yet tonight. I'm going to pop in the shower, then head to bed here shortly. But the run felt good. I ran out, basically, like I said, kind of did a weird little, it's a long, kind of out and back, but you go out part ways, you turn right, kind of made a loop around through Ottumwa, down by John Deere, came back up through, and I met a guy as I was coming back up, another runner going the opposite direction, and ran by, kind of, said hi, whatever and stuff. And basically, he'd done a turnaround just shortly past me and come back up through and was running at a faster pace than I was. So when he went by, I kind of held Bruce back a little bit to let him get 10 or so, 15 yards out in front of us. And I kind of decided I'm going to run with the dude a little bit. So we took off running. He was probably running about an 8.5 minute pace, somewhere in that ballpark range. Then I was running up until that point, probably 9.5 is my average, running speed is what I was averaging out there. I saw him look back at his shoulder, and he realized we was kind of right there with him still. So I think he kicked it up a notch. You just notice when you see runners, they try to kick it, a lot of times like their whole body just kind of lunges forward. In that moment, they just can't control that whole weird stride. They took off. He's running a little harder, and I sticked right with him and stuff. And he got down to about a 7.5 minute pace, somewhere in there. And at one point, he got down a little bit below 7. I was what I got down to, and I was staying within the same 10, 15 yards behind him. That we kind of booked out there for the rest of, I don't know, probably. I'm going to guess probably maybe half, 3/4 mile at that point in that. He hung off and took a right across the river bridge there, and I was going straight back to the car, so I went ahead and right back. He actually looked over and like, I'm only 10, 15 yards behind you stuff, and he kind of gave away. I gave a wave, he gave a wave back, and kind of took off going. It was fun chasing the guy down. Like, I probably could have ran obviously a lot harder, but he might have run a lot harder too, who knows. But he kind of looked like he was really maybe reaching out near his top stride there when I was in that, like, real low 7 minute pace. He looked like he was really kind of doing. I'd pull up on him a little bit, then back off a little bit and stuff, and I felt good there. Felt amazing running that. Went ahead and knocked out the rest of that mile, but the first part of the mile was probably, like I said, 10 minutes or so, the first part of it. I didn't look at my watch. If I would have thought about it, I was going to chase him down, I should have hit my watch for a lap, and then basically hit it again when I stopped chasing him to see how fast that lap was. But it worked out at dead even 8 minute pace, which is not fast in Mini Heels world, but it's pretty quick for me. And felt really good. Like I said, first good feeling run I've had since Hawk, and super excited about that. Going ahead, finally got back to the car and that. There was another lady who had her dog there that's coming up, and they'd left when I got there, unfortunately, so I didn't have a chance. Before we got finished up and was going to head out, the lady showed up with a big Labrador, and probably 100 plus pounds, great big fat Labrador, and she got there and stuff, and I went ahead, and as I was kind of taking Bruce's running gear off and stuff and kind of doing that kind of thing, I was like, well, if she puts the dog in the big dog park side, I was going to let Bruce back in there and let him play. And she didn't. She put her giant 100-pound dog in the small dog park side, I think out of fear that my dog would try and play with her dog. And it was one of the weird things was, I was going to ask him, because it looked like an older, fat lab. I didn't want Bruce being a little bit too aggressive, which he can be a little bit, just wants to play so bad, and especially no other dogs there to distract him. It might have been an interesting thing. So we said hell with it, took off. It was still pretty early because I wanted to run in the daylight. So I went ahead and went back out to my buddy's place and hung out there for a few more hours. And had some lasagna in that, just, nice little conversation and stuff. Finally headed home. And I downloaded all my runs onto his computer because we were testing out. He's been having trouble with the Garmin app and stuff on there. And got home, and now my watch does not show today's run. Pissed me off no end. I've tried downloading it back and forth, and the history appears to be gone. I know I ran, how far I ran. I don't know my exact paces, my heart rates, my BMI, all that kind of stuff. I don't know it, but I went ahead and punched in the manual import. I've got the damn watch on the charger. I'm hoping if I get a full charge on it tonight, maybe it'll download better tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm going to give it a try and see what happens, I guess. So really pissed off. It's actually right now, I can't even type, I think what time it is. It's probably about 1:45 in the morning. I've been home for way too long just dicking at that damn watch, and it's really driving me nuts. So I'm going to give up on it for tonight, hit the shower, and then call it a night and try and download it tomorrow. So wish me luck. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.